Hello, welcome back. We're here to learn about functions. Functions are all about grouping tasks. So you see on the screen, I have this little shoelace thing. What's going on with this shoe and shoelace? Well, every day you perform a range of tasks automatically without thinking about what you're doing. So think of what you do when you wake up in the morning, right? You might go brush your teeth, you might go to the fridge and pick out something for breakfast, and you might wear your uniform and shoes and go to school. Okay? And all these are fairly automatic. And just think of it this way. If I were to ask you to brush your teeth, you would probably know what to do, right? I wouldn't need to give you instructions such as go to the washing basin, take the toothbrush from the toothbrush holder, take your toothpaste from the toothpaste holder, squeeze some toothpaste onto the toothbrush. That would be silly, right? Because you've kind of internalized all these things. All I need to tell you is brush your teeth, right? And in functions, that would be brush your teeth, lowercase b, capital Y, capital T, open bracket, close bracket. Okay, so that's a bit like what we're talking about now, functions. Here's another example, a simple task like tying your shoe, right? You learned how to tie your shoe using a sequence of steps, right? You took the two of them, you looped it over, and then you did a little loop, and then you loop those around, tied a knot, and stuff like that, okay? And once you've learned how to do them, you actually manage to condense it all together into a single function called tie your shoelaces. Oh, look, there are terms for it. Loop, swoop, and pull. I have no idea what these are because I haven't tied my shoelaces in years, right? So in programming, a function lets you name a set of commands which you can run anytime you want. And this is especially useful for commands that are going to be repeated over and over again. In this case, this command is called tie my shoe, and it comprises of 3 little commands run in sequence: loop, swoop, and pull. To create a function, you need to use this keyword over here, which is called func, right? So this is the func keyword, and you need to create your function with a name, tie my shoe, lowercase t again, capital M, capital S, and the open brackets and close brackets, and you put curly braces to denote what goes inside the function. All right. So after you define your function, tie my shoe, open bracket, close bracket, will now let you call this function. Okay. So previously, what we saw was func tie my shoe, and what this has is a definition of a function. It's as though you're writing down some instructions. Again, back to the toothbrushing analogy. Maybe you have a younger sibling who really doesn't know how to brush their teeth, and you're going to leave the house early that morning, and you're trying to leave him some instructions on how to brush his teeth. So you write them all down onto a note. That's writing a function, right? So this note over here is a function that summarizes everything you need to know about brushing your teeth. And then after that, you leave the house and you forget to give that piece of paper to your sibling. That would be writing a function, but not using the function, right? Your sibling will wake up and have smelly teeth and have no friends. So what you need to do is you actually need to call this function. In my analogy, that would be taking the piece of paper and giving it to your sibling the night before and saying, hey, when you wake up, read these instructions. That's what's happening here. In this screen, when you have func tie my shoe, you are creating a function. Over here, if you want to use that function, you actually have to say tie my shoe, open bracket, close bracket. That's called calling your function, right? Or using your function. So let's try this out with a single puzzle. Okay, so here's a little puzzle for Blue to solve. And at first glance, it might seem that it's something that you can use a for loop for. Right? If you look, it's like there's a gem followed by a switch, and then you turn around and maybe you do it all over again. But if you look really carefully, you'll notice that this is a rectangle and not a square. Right? This very first side that Blue is on has 4 tiles. This side has 5 tiles. So you can't actually use the same set of commands and run it 4 times. What I'd like you to do is to think about how you will solve the shorter side of this puzzle and see if you can use that inside a function in your solution for the longer side. Okay, so I hope that kind of makes sense. Have a function which you can name to solve the shorter side, and down here, you can call this function one time to solve the shorter side. Sure, no problem. But then after that, you're going to need to ask blue to turn left, run that again, and then kind of move one more step before turning left. Okay, I hope that kind of makes sense. Try it out for yourself, and I'll see you in the solution video.